This is the Nitro College Football Show, the greatest college football show of all time, at least according to Street's dad. I'm Burl.
And I'm Streit.
The biggest game of the week happens to be our Georgia Bulldogs against the Tennessee Volunteers, and Georgia wins in a thriller in Knoxville. Just a amazing, crazy game.
I mean, as Kirby said after the game, didn't think we probably deserved to win that one, but the team never quit. And man, this game felt so much like the Alabama game last year, right? Like early in the game, Georgia could do nothing on defense. Tennessee was scoring at will. It was 21-7 real quick. And oh man, I had, feelings like I said to last year, but Georgia fought back. Georgia played a solid game, whereas Tennessee relied on those home run balls. Georgia played its game, controlled the clock, ran the football much better than Tennessee did, and kind of weathered the storm. Now, there in the second half, they had some chances to kind of, I thought, put Tennessee away. They wasted them, and they ended up down. But the resiliency of Gunnar Stockton, who has caught so much flack, couldn't throw the ball down the field. Well, he found a way to throw the ball down the field in this game, and that fourth down touchdown pass to London Humphreys was a thing of beauty. Followed that up with a 2-point conversion, and Georgia caught a little luck. Tennessee missed a field goal, and Georgia's had good luck with teams missing field goals lately, and got it done in overtime because that's what we do.
Yeah. Well, the good teams seem to always catch some luck.
They do. Alabama always seemed to catch luck. It seemed like the weirdest things would happen every time we'd play them for years,
Absolutely. It was so weird. I thought it was just a crazy game. Couple people announced their presence with authority. Tennessee's receiver Brazel.
Brazel's awesome.
He's a stud. I mean,
we knew Brazel was good, and Matthews was a 5-star out of Parkview that Georgia wanted bad, and we didn't get him, and he played good too. I mean, Tennessee's got weapons, man. They certainly have that. Aguilar does well.
He made Ellis Robinson and Daniel Harris look silly.
Yeah, the same problem that has plagued Georgia for years. We have good corners, but man, I don't know why our defensive back coaches do not like to teach our players to turn their heads for whatever reason. And that's why we always have lots of pass interference calls. I mean, a lot of times it works out. So I guess go with what works. But
if Ellis Robinson would have leaned into his pass interference, then that wouldn't have been a touchdown.
Right. But if he would have just turned his head and looked up, he wouldn't have had to pass interference with him.
True.
And Daniel Harris actually was in good position. It was like he tipped it to him. I don't know. Just gotta teach them to knock the ball down.
Yeah.
But especially that one, the one that went over Daniel Harris. I mean, Aguilar just threw that thing up. It came off his hand. I was like, that's going to be a pick. I thought it was a duck coming out of his hand.
It was just a prayer.
The difference in this Tennessee game versus the last few under Heupel was the last few years, Georgia has not let Tennessee hit those deep shots. They stopped them in every game. And that's the Tennessee bread and butter. Is lull you to death the running game, hit you deep. And Georgia had stopped that. And in this game, they didn't. Tennessee hit those deep shots. And that's why Georgia was down early. And you knew they were going to hit some. So Georgia, the good thing about this game for Georgia, yes, the defense wasn't great, but some players had really good games on defense. This was Janelau Guerra's best game in a Georgia uniform.
Oh my gosh. He
was flying around.
Game.
He was great tackles. He had a good interception. He finally looked like the promise that we've seen out of him. So that's huge. Both our safeties had picks. Bolden had one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good sign. So our corners are struggling a little bit. At least our safeties are playing well. Couple of big hits. Raylan Wilson had another good game. He looked really good.
Oh man, that hit he made on Aguilar was brutal.
He made Kirk Herbstreit giddy on that one.
I was telling my kids, I was like, that was a car accident.
Yeah. Don't. You're not going to come over the middle of that guy. That guy's going to put you in the ground. But like I said, this game, the best thing, the most encouraging thing for Georgia in this game was that the offense was able to bow up and match what Tennessee was doing. And at the end of the
Yes.
game, Georgia ended up with more yards in this game than Tennessee did. And
Yeah.
when
So,
Tennessee had 220 yards in the first quarter, you never thought that was going to happen.
right. So the theme that people keep talking about with this game was that this was a game that Georgia didn't want to get into. You know,
Right.
just a boat race with Tennessee lighting it up. I mean, we didn't want to get in a scoring match right there. Well, we did because
Yeah.
our defense couldn't stop anybody, and neither could Tennessee's really. And
Yeah.
just looking at our offense, the numbers are just eye popping. 502 total yards, 304 passing, 198 rushing.
You can't
Almost
ask for anything more than that.
That's awesome. We were 45% success rate on third down.
Right.
And most
I mean,
importantly,
yeah, go ahead.
100% on fourth down. 2
Yeah.
for 2.
Yeah. That opening drive, the second half, where we just kept running the ball, there was no huge gains in that, but it was just chipping away. And at that point, I thought Georgia was they were about to impose some will.
I did too.
And we missed the chance. We ended up, getting that field goal instead of the touchdown. And it, like I said, Georgia almost made a couple of mistakes when they had a chance to kind of put the medal down and they didn't. They let Tennessee get back and ultimately take the lead. But Tennessee made mistakes, and you got to give it up for Gunnar Stockton, right? Yes, he did have the one fumble, but how bad the right side of the offensive line played for most of the game. Like,
Yeah.
God, Gunnar played an amazing game. And the decision they put Bo Hughley in the game there in the fourth quarter to take over at right tackle, that really ended up helping a lot. But it was just, it was encouraging to see because the criticism of Gunnar in this game showed you what he can be. Run when he needs to, distribute the ball, take hits and not be afraid to. Still at times a little decisive. There was a couple of plays he could have thrown the ball down the field and probably gotten yards, but this was totally encouraging. And like I said, I had a good feeling once we got to overtime, once we stopped them, they missed that field goal. I was like, we've got the momentum. Them missing that field goal, I knew if we would hold them to field goal that first overtime, we were going to get a touchdown. Like all the
Absolutely.
momentum was there. My only hope was that Frazier would have cut back inside and scored. But
I know, because I was thinking just flashback to
it was the Rose Bowl.
the Rose Bowl. It was the same,
Yeah.
almost the same thing. Yeah.
The interesting thing they said about that play, and Brooks Austin was saying, was that Georgia had like 6 or 7 run plays that they had never ran before. And that play in particular was something that they saw in an NFL game last week, and they put it in this week. It was a new play that they'd never ran.
I was when I saw him line up, I was like, this is an odd formation that we haven't really seen. And then, they just hand it to Frazier and off he goes. I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
But back to Gunnar. I mean, great performance. And it was weird during the game because there were ups and there were downs, and that was just kind of how the game went. So, sometimes it seemed like, okay, Gunnar's he's got it. And then at other times you're like, okay, I don't know if he's got it. But in the end, he had an amazing game. That 4th and 6 pass to Humphreys it's up there with David Green and Michael Johnson.
I mean, it was a dime, dude.
Yeah, perfect.
It was a perfect play call, one-on-one. And Humphreys, yes, it was a perfectly thrown ball, but that's still a tough catch over your shoulder going into the end zone.
Yeah.
He secured it, got his feet in before he went out. Heck of a play. And Humphreys, people hadn't been happy with Humphreys, had a couple fumbles, couple drops, so good for him. And
and another thing that keeps getting overlooked is Georgia getting the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we know that they've had a lot of practice at it the past couple of years.
Yeah. They said actually that was one of the same plays that they ran last week in the goal line against Austin Peay that they didn't get. They just ran it to the other side. So it was good that Branch got wide open and he kept his feet in.
But they don't get that, then there's not even a chance
Right.
at the end.
Right.
So that was just amazing.
Yeah.
So my one critique is Gunner's got to hold on to the ball. He got blindsided and fumbled.
And he held the
He
ball too long on that
he
play. He
held
should
the
have
ball
gotten
too
rid of it.
long.
Yeah.
It was shades of Notre Dame again, and that just comes with experience.
Right.
And what people need to realize and think about is this is Gunnar Stockton's first away SEC conference game, and it's played in
Right.
one of the most hostile environments. And he puts up 304 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and ran for another one. I mean,
and no interceptions
no
because
interception.
Puglisi threw that interception, and that was just
Yeah.
whatever. So
And
yeah,
no false starts.
that's awesome too. Like
Yeah.
as much as the crowd was loud and people said it was loud, there was no doubt.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Georgia played a totally disciplined game. This was, obviously there was a couple pass interference calls, but
Yeah.
overall pretty disciplined and just a few mistakes. Clean that stuff up on the back end. You keep that offense going. This Georgia team, may be a little bit better than we thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the point about Gunnar making his first road start, compare that to another quarterback who made his first road start this weekend too. DJ Lagway. Believe it or not, that was his actual first road SEC game, and he threw 5 interceptions against LSU.
Wow.
Very similar situation. LSU and Tennessee, very hostile places to play. So put some respect on Gunnar's name, man.
Yeah. And just kind of last thoughts here for Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee is a good football team. They have a lot of skill. They've got a solid defense, and they just didn't capitalize. They had a shot to win the game. So I don't think Tennessee is going anywhere. I think they are a little bit better than we thought going in. Aguilar is a good quarterback. Maybe he's not the Heisman candidate because he got away with a couple bad throws. Andy threw 2 picks, but Tennessee's going to be right there. But for now, Georgia's kind of back in front in the SEC, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and what a great story for Aguilar. I mean, I didn't know all the background on him. I didn't know, his strife that he went through on the West Coast and where he was out of football, and then thanks to Diego Pavia of all people, he gets an extra year, and by chance he ends up at Tennessee, and it's just the perfect fit for him, and people need to respect Tennessee. They by all rights should have won that game. They should have, but they didn't, and there's nothing they can do about it, and we can all rest our heads easy as Georgia fans. So the over under reaction I want to put out there. Georgia is still the king of the SEC.
I'm going to say that's a little bit of an overreaction right now. They still got too much to clean up on the defensive side of the ball to say that they are the kings of the SEC. Now, do I feel much better about them right now than I did even 2 weeks ago? Absolutely. But Alabama's playing pretty good after that first game opening loss, and we're going to find out in a few weeks. So I'm not quite ready to say. I said it's a little overreaction right now, but Georgia defends its turf against Alabama in a couple weeks. I'll be ready to flip that switch.
I agree. That's well said. I mean, on one point, I mean, Georgia is the defending SEC champions.
Right.
So
Very
there's
true.
that. But yeah, the SEC's wide open this year. There's so many good teams at the top right now. I mean, good thing they added that 9th game next year.
Yeah. Man.